Okay, and we're live. Hello, and welcome back to Kiss My Afterburners show number episode 6. Kind of an impromptu episode today. We're kind of missing half of our crew and all that thing, but hope everyone had a good week. Okay, and off we go this week. Today we have Charman and we have Miss Christa joining us today. So say hi, guys.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Hey, how you guys doing? How you guys? What a to start this week off. Mini camp started, and then the rookies came in, and now players are coming in voluntary for OTAs, voluntary OTAs, and it seems like everyone on Twitter and everyone in Jet Universe is impressed that almost over 80 players came in to train with the team. And that's a really, really good, reach out and players coming in, and it's voluntary. So I mean, I like that. I mean, it looks like Salah's just really selling his ideas like hotcakes.
Yeah, more than hotcakes. I mean, when you have a new coach, a new coaching staff, and new players, I think to build a bond between the players and also to start the bond between the players and the coaches, that's pretty important, man. Even if it's just for running and sprints and stuff. I think just being around each other is I think it works in the best interest of the team and on the whole. So I know that the NFLPA kind of put it out there that they weren't really for the massive the joint OTAs, and they were trying to get the numbers down. But I love what the Jets did. I love the fact that most players showed up.
What about you, Krista?
yeah,
I know you're busy on
absolutely.
Twitter.
Absolutely, I agree. The fact that most of our players came in is to show support for Coach Salah, it's just been impressive. Like 90%, I want to say the roster showing up and being excited, being pumped up what Coach Salah has to offer. I think that's amazing, especially since he's a new head coach and having most of our players there. I think that's a huge advantage to help the New York Jets to have everyone there. And I just like how everyone currently that I've been seeing on Instagram, everyone just seems so close, especially with the rookies. Everyone seems to be gravitating towards Wilson's leadership, and I know that was a big question mark. I don't know why heading up to the draft that everyone was questioning his leadership and during his time, and it seems like players are really gravitating toward his energy, and it's just I think that's been a huge factor. A lot of rookies are love his energy, and I think that also played a huge part. And I'm excited. I think a lot of people want to know what Coach Sal is about, and Charmin made a good point that Sal is doing a great job of really hyping up and motivating these guys, and I think they're really buying to what he's been saying, that all gas, no brakes. You see all the players wearing it and that motto everywhere. You see it on bracelets, shirts, you name it. Players are really eating up, buying it, and it gives the players an identity, and I think it really motivates them.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it was really interesting for me because there was this whole issue about should players come in, should players work out, at the facility, non-facility, because it is voluntary. But the fact that they're all coming in and they're all practicing in the facility to get the playbook faster and the information faster. So I think it's pretty good. And yeah, Salah, I just the whole difference between our not to be named coach from before and
Yes.
yes, our coach now. Yeah, you know, hopefully, it's much so different. A lot of energy, all gas, no brakes. So we'll see
Yeah.
from there. Yeah. So
I think at the end of the day, I'm just one more comment about this. I think at the end of the day, this is what it is, man. All the hope we have, everything with even with the players, I think the players feel the way we feel. They kind of feel that there's literally kind of a new dawn happening, and they want to be a part of it. And I think the product of all that is still out there, and we don't know what it's going to be. But the fact that everybody wants to be part of it, that's pretty encouraging.
all right. So this week it's been really slow in Jetland, other than mini camp happening, and you see people, players, Twitters going at each other and stuff like that. But one of the big things that's newsworthy that I wanted to for us to touch on is the Marcus May contract extension, because right now he's signed on to the franchise tag, and Joe Douglas basically said that, oh, bye bye Christa. But anyway, yeah, Joe Douglas said that it was a priority for him to get Marcus May as a long term deal. And I know it's still early in the off season, but what were your thoughts about that, Charman?
Yeah, I think it would be a good thing to have him re-signed. I think he's proven that he's above average player, very solid player.
Mhm.
I don't know if you would say he's an elite safety yet, because he does not really dictate to defenses at this point. He's not taking the ball away at this point, so he's not doing that. But I think I think just the fact that he doesn't really allow big plays like that, and you don't see him make the mistakes, take wrong angles and stuff like that on the. So I think he's proven that he should get signed for an extension. Of course, there's questions about his age and how long he'll play for the Jets if he signed an extension and all that stuff. I mean, um, but I'm
I'm
not. But I'm not against it. I think I'm definitely for it, especially in a system like this where they need flexibility, and he could play both the angel position, which is the free safety and the last line of defense, and he could play in the box also. So yeah.
one of the things that I thought of is that because we signed Marcus Joyner this year,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and yeah, so he's gonna play free safety, right? And then Marcus is gonna play strong this year, right? Or they're gonna switch.
I think it depends on the alignment.
Mhm.
I think there'll be times. I think most of the time, probably you will see us if they're in base. I think probably May will be down in the box, and I think Joyner will probably play free. Um, but if they're playing zone, they both players playing deep. Uh, they're probably playing that kind of nickel 4-2-5. Um, with four defensive front guys, the two linebackers, and the DBs in the back. Um, I think you'll see them do that. But yeah, I think I want to say, because I'm trying to remember what he said. I don't want to misquote him, but I think Salah did say that he wants May to be more in the box, that he
Mhm.
wants May to be his guy in the box. So yeah, Joyner actually does play free safety pretty well, so that works out.
What about you, Krista? What do you think about the Marcus May contract extension?
I'm for it. I know a lot of people criticize that he's injury prone, but he's been one of our best defensive players ever since, you could arguably say, since we shipped Jamal Adam out to the Seattle Seahawks, and he stepped up in his leadership. I know he's not the most loudest person in the room. He's not like the Jamal Adams, but he leads by example. He's very quiet. He doesn't go on Twitter and has those Twitter fingers. He's a keep him quiet kind of guy, and I think he's the type of guy you want to keep in your organization. And I think, in my perspective, I think if you're the New York Jets, you want to re-sign a guy like Marcus May because too many times as an organization or in a fan's perspective, we let too many good players walk out of the building. And I think we really need to keep some of our homegrown guys as well. I know a lot of fans complain about his age, but he plays a huge factor in his defense. And I think his agent, even though he brought the dirty laundry of the New York Jets, being like, oh, well, my client did this, this, and that, and that. But I think he kind of put the Jets in the spot in a way because he kind of shed the light like, hey, the Jets need to start rewarding these players when they step up and play well. And I think too many times the Jets kind of ignored that aspect at times. And I think not Jamal Adams, sorry, got this dude in my mind. Marcus Maye deserves to get his contract extension from the New York Jets. He has been a leader. He's been arguably one of our best players who stepped up, and I'm for the extension. Honestly, I think a lot of people will criticize his age, but hey, there's guys that can play well into your 30s if you're a DB.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it either. I think we should be. I think when people try to feed into the narrative of, you know, the Jets, the Jets being the same Jets, I think we
Yeah.
need to kind of not feed into that narrative,
Hmm.
because I think that's what the agent was trying to do. You
Yeah.
know, we
Yeah.
have a new sheriff in town in Joe Douglas, and the way he does business is totally different from any other GM we've had. And yes, there's a lot of what he's done that hasn't really, the rubber hasn't met the road yet. There's too much young prospects and they haven't bloomed yet. We don't know, but come on, man. I mean, you can't tell me that he hasn't done better than most of the GMs we've had in the last what.
Exactly.
you know so I'm very reluctant to feed into the narrative of, oh yeah, the Jets did hasn't haven't done this. Hey, listen, the organization has changed, and the way they do business have changed. So I think we need to start talking about Joe Douglas and the new Jets front office differently, and like put them aside from our past guys.
I mean, one thing for me per se is the fact that um, uh, in reality, right now, since the Jets team is so young, that we do have the money to pay some of our older guys first. And, safety is kind of a luxury position. It's not like a demanding position where you need to, pay, but it's a position you need to have, you like to have, and you like to have, and you could still play rookies, but I think May is a leader, is a quiet leader. He does buy
Hmm.
action, and he's been pretty healthy other than his
Exactly.
first year. And I mean, he could play both safety positions. I'm pretty sure that age
Hmm.
doesn't really matter. He's still young. He still runs.
Exactly.
Other than that Denver game where he missed the pick six by a yard. Other than that, I think he's pretty athletic still. So I mean, I personally think he could get like a 4 year, $44 million contract, $11 million a year with like a 27 million guarantee, maybe more. I think, and I
That
don't,
No, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. No,
Hmm.
I don't
yeah,
disagree with you.
yeah,
The average safety price is what he's getting now, right now,
yeah,
with his
10 million,
with the
right?
franchise, right?
Right,
It's 10
right,
point something.
yeah, right. So
So 11 or 12 wouldn't be bad.
yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, he's not acting like, I want to get out of town Jamal. So he wants to be here. So
Hmm.
I mean, and also, I don't, as far as the agent goes, he's gonna do everything in his power to
Yes,
make his
Yeah.
client look good and get him
great
the
point.
most money. So he could get his commission money too. So whatever trouble he needs to go, whatever needs to do, he needs to do it to get him more money. So let them grow, and then when they come to the contract table, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get it done.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so I'm looking forward to for us to get signing him. So we'll see how it goes. I mean,
Yep.
I don't think we have somewhat of a safety, I guess, someone to plug in right away other than Maye right now, because what's him?
You-
Ashton Davis was hurt last year too, and we still have
Well,
rookies.
he did play some, and a
Yeah.
lot of what he did some stuff in the box that actually was pretty eye popping. He is an athletic freak. He's pretty fast and pretty athletic of a guy. I'm pretty interested in to see what they're gonna do with him, especially in a defense where there's so much flexibility and he could do so much. It's gonna be very interesting to see where they put him.
Interesting. Yeah, let's stick on the defense for this time, and I want to talk about someone else that we missed last year, and that's CjJ Mosley taking his COVID time off for the Jets. Time off, whatever you want to call it,
Hmm.
and
And
yeah. So, and it's an year off. We saw, I don't know. Do you think he's in shape? I mean, it
he'll be
looks.
fine.
You think so?
He's been in the facility since January.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
so
he's
oh,
been around.
so that does, so he's gonna be back in playing shape. He's not gonna do a Le'Veon Bell, is he?
No, Th-
Okay. I
this
hope not.
this 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 that kind of play, and he's kind of, you see, I think people forget there's a reason why he was highly touted. People look at him and viewed him in the way they did. If you listen to the way defensive coaches talk about CJ Mosley, there's a reason why he is the ultimate pro, and there is no way he would come not ready to play football. That wouldn't have happened.
So I mean, he looked when he was on the field. The guy was a beast
Yeah.
for us.
Yes,
Even with
Yes.
not to be named coaching, he was on the field still. So if we have a defensive whiz like Salah taking over, he might be two times the beast.
yeah. I mean, the possibility is crazy. I mean, there's again. I mean, the conversation around this team is just gonna keep almost every position and everything. There's so much promise, man, and so much hope around it because yes, we don't know and we haven't seen, but just the fact of where it could be at this point, if we were allowed to dream as Jets fans, I mean, it's just awesome, right,
Krista,
Krista?
right?
Definitely. Can't wait to have another Alabama player on the field because, like I said, there are way too many Auburn players on this team, man. Like I have to go and get used to saying War Eagle. Nah, I can't go into Jets training camp and say War Eagle. There's three Auburn players currently to my two Bama guys. That can't happen. I don't.
Oh, we need to go in next year and get somebody, huh? Equal
Yeah,
equal it up.
we need to even the playing field here because if I say roll tide, Carl Lawson might headbutt me into one of those guys and be like, no, this is War Eagle territory. So I might have to
Oh
have
no.
Quentin Williams have to back me up here. So I'm glad to have CjJ Mosley back here so
I'm
I could say roll tide.
I'm gonna put it to you this way, right? If your boy Quinnen does what I think he's gonna do this year, you don't need to bring another player. He's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the man. As simple as that.
Yep. I can't wait to have CjJ Mosley back because we saw
That
the
too.
Buffalo Bills game. And I'm pretty
Oh,
sure I'm pretty sure he could have beat the Buffalo Bills by
by
himself. Like
himself? Yeah.
that guy was on a vengeance. Like I've never seen a player like you saw on the field when he was there. He was capable. I really felt in my heart, not because I'm a biased Alabama fan. I know someone's gonna type in here say, "Well, Chris is a biased Alabama fan." Of course, she's gonna say CjJ Mosley gonna do all this and talk him up, but if you watch that Bills game and you saw how he's on the field compared to what happened when he was off the field, it was a big difference. Granted
Yeah.
that we had a very bad kicker, Care Vederick. I think he might be on the names that we shouldn't talk about on here too, getting
Yeah.
too close because that was like one of the worst kicking I've seen in my whole life. Like I've seen him kick, and I'm just worried in my seats. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be bad. Like at first, I'm like, okay, maybe I had some hope. Then I saw how bad the kicking was. I'm just like, thank God we didn't trade for this guy, because I was actually one of those people. I hate to say it. I actually booed the poor man because this dude was one of the reasons why we blew the Buffalo Bills game. I'm pretty sure the Buffalo Bills were like, man, we should hand Karabatic the MVP trophy for helping us win the Jets game. That's how bad I felt. But anyway, the
Yeah.
CjJ Mosley, can't wait to have him back. We need linebackers. I talked about this well enough. I think it was an underrated need about the linebackers, but
Yeah.
Joe Douglas did a great job at the end of the draft getting versatile players that can also play the linebacking position. But I think
Yes.
having a guy like CJ Mosley also in the room can help coach up these young guys as well. Because, like you mentioned, Charman, CJ Mosley is a pro. He's been around football a lot, and you've seen the kind of talent that he has. He has that Pro Bowl level. He knows how to train his body well. But I am kind of worried. I'm not going to lie, the skeptic of me, I am kind of worried since he hasn't played football and we only seen him play football for 3 quarters, how he's going to do. But you did make a good point. He has been on the around the area since January. You've seen him in his Instagram stories posting in Florham Park, and everyone's kind of like, oh, see, CJ Mosley's back. You see him post, you see how hyped he is, how excited he is. But I do kind of worry where he is at this point. But I still think even if we get 25% of CJ Mosley, if we get that, I still think that that's a lot because we saw how he was in Buffalo. And man, that guy was a beast.
He
Yeah.
sure was, and I hope that he is the leader of our wonderful new defense that we are running.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I wanted to open up a new segment this time on our show, and it's called Charman's Chalk Talk.
Yay.
And Charman is going to basically talk to us what and how football is run and what language is run and everything else. So, Charman,
Yeah.
take it away.
Okay. The language of football. Um. I just wanted to talk about the fit, CJ Mosley's fit in Robert Sala's defense, uh, Robert Ulrich's defense. I think I think I think he fits very well actually. The that defense is I think it's more of a modern defense where there's a lot of flexibility. Um, because I think when we say 4-3, people think that there's always going to be just 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers. That's not really how football is played anymore. Um, you have there's times teams are going to play with 3 down linemen, and there's times they're going to shift into 4 down linemen. It depends on what they're trying to do. What alignment the offense is in. Um, I think Mosley playing Mike in the base defense, which is gonna be 4-3, is probably where he's just gonna be the same guy. He's gonna play the Mike linebacker. I think the difference in playing Mike for Robert Saleh or than more than playing with Greg Williams is that in when I think the defensive line is gonna be doing the penetrating, and the linebackers are gonna be doing the scraping. So there's gonna be your defensive linemen are gonna be the more aggressive people, penetrating gaps and trying to get in the backfield, and the linebackers are gonna do the cleanup. There's also gonna be a lot of zone when they're playing nickel, because of the variety of plays that NFL teams run now. A lot of the linebackers will have to be able to cover, and you'll see Mosley drop into a hook zone. Um, and if you're playing like a 4-2-5, and you'll see him run up the seam, depending on what alignment they do. So he's gonna be playing a lot of zone. Um, so I think I saw him on an interview. I think it was Scott Mason's interview actually. Shout out to Scott Mason. He said he said that this defense is gonna put him in a situation where he's gonna cover more than he does run fits, and he putting his nose in the fan, so to speak. So so he's going to be a fine fit. I don't think we need to worry about him. I think of course there's going to be a lot of learning that's going to be taking place here. But it's going to be the players trying to learn each other. A lot of those players never played with each other before, so it's going to take time for them to learn what their reactions are going to be for whatever plays. But I think Mosley is a pros pro. I think he's going to blend in well. I think he's going to be um, a good pro to help the young guys around him grow in the system with his tremendous understanding of football. He's going to also help the coaching staff get to the young guys a lot. So he's going to play a really big role in how the defense is implemented, because he's going to be able to be a coach on the field. Him and Marcus Maye are going to really help the coaches implement this defense. I think that's how it's going to be.
Oh, really?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. All right. I mean, there's one thing that kind of like got into my mind is
Hmm.
for like I don't know how, because from what I read on in Salah's defense, he does not rely on blitzing as much. He
No.
expects front linemen to get to the quarterback without
Yes.
blitzing.
Yes.
So I mean, how would that affect? I guess I don't know. More like as of like a line bridge, because we're going from 3-4 to 4-3 now. Is it going to be more? There's going to be more time to kind of for our linebackers to move around because there's more space, or is it
I
just
think,
going to be um,
like I
rap-
said before, I'm sorry to cut you off. Well, like I said before, yes, the defense is going to be base 4-3, but you're not going to see a lot of base defense on the field, because again, I think NFL tendencies. If I remember the numbers, last year teams played 11 personnel more, one running back, one tight end, three wide receivers at 63%. I think so. If you're having teams lining up in nickel and running three wides, running and forcing defenses into nickel, you're not gonna see a lot of base defense out there. But even if I think like I was trying to point out, even if you're in base defense, you have to force somebody outside to be, to cover the slot receiver. So one of the linebackers would have to do that. So you have to have linebackers that could cover. So I wanted to bring up that play earlier when we were talking about Mosley. The Christa was talking about the play where Mosley hurt his groin. You know who John Brown is, right? John
yeah.
Brown is probably one of the fastest wide receivers in the league, even if he's an
Yep.
older guy now.
Yep.
And in that play, Mosley was covering the middle of the field in a classic two deep safety.
Mm-hmm.
And John Brown was supposed to attack the weakness of that defense, which is directly between the two safeties. And Mosley had to run and cover and match uh, uh, John Brown, who is a smaller guy and on paper is faster than him. And somehow he got there and broke that ball up. I mean, it takes not only the knowledge to understand what that was going to happen before it happened, but the speed he had to get to that level to cover. So he's definitely capable of that. You'll be seeing a lot of those guys doing a lot of those coverage. But to answer your question
Mm-hmm.
about the blitzing, Robert Saleh does not blitz a lot, but that doesn't mean he does not blitz. The one thing about him, and the reason why people love him a lot, is because he's a very, again, flexibility. I think there's going to be a lot of that preaching going on with that defense. They're going to be doing a lot of things that are going to be kind of out of character for what you would see out of a specific defense.
Mm-hmm.
You say, oh, it's nickel, so you won't be able to stop the run. But then because of the way they play, and they have their linebackers on the field anyway, even if it's for nickel, but their linebackers are both could cover and they're strong enough to be able to stop the run. So you're going to see a lot of that. going on. Like I was talking about, again, the reason why you don't have to blitz is because your linemen are not holding on to blocks. They're literally trying to force their way into the backfield. So offenses have to figure out a way to block and stop doing that. And in for them to stop doing that, the adjustments for doing that is gonna also allow for time for linebackers to get into spots, into zones to stop completions and passes.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charman. That was interesting.
You're
That
welcome.
was yes. Yeah. Now we want to go from an education talk to one of our favorite segments. Now, let me warn you. This might get a little lovey-dovey with someone Krista likes. So let's hear it, Krista.
Oh man. So I was half joking about what I was gonna plan on doing, but since you really guys seem to really want this segment, I guess I have to go through with it. So progressive, I want to advocate for good driving because I actually the reason why I chose progressive is because my celebrity crush is a sponsor for your commercials, and that's how I became a progressive owner for pretty much everything. And every time you ask me, every time I get an email, you guys are like, "What can I do better?" I'm that crazy fan girl. That's like I just want more fucking Baker Mayfield commercials. I don't care where you put Baker Mayfield. I don't care if you have him at MetLife. I don't care if you have him doing anything. I just want more fucking Baker Mayfield commercials. That's all I ask for. Now, Progressive, I promise if you ever give us a sponsorship, there will be no curse words. I'll just be so happy that you guys sponsor the crazy girl that keeps giving you feedback about more Baker Mayfield. But anyway, more serious topic. I want to talk about bad drivers in New Jersey. I'm not talking about myself this time because it took me a while to actually get the courage to actually drive in New Jersey, and now I know fucking why. Every time I start driving, there's always that one idiot. I don't know what happens. Like I don't know what if I trigger them or what, but they don't know how to use their turn signals. I just start driving, and all of a sudden, some idiot in front of me is just like, you know what? I just feel like turning and not give you the heads up. And I'm just going to go turn to my local gas station, local subway, local whatever. And I'm just like thinking to myself, thank you, asshole, for warning me in advance that you're going to go and turn. Because I didn't get any notification, and I'm right behind you. So you know what? You could have not caused this accident. And thankfully, I don't drive too close to these idiots because I don't know what to expect from New Jersey, New York drivers. You guys scare me. And sometimes I scare myself with driving, but you know what? At least I'm using my turn signals. You can get on me about my driving no matter what, but at least I use my turn signals to warn whoever's in back of me. And you know what? Even if the parking lot is empty, I still use my turn signals. I don't know why. Maybe the birds want to know when I'm turning, but at least they know I'm turning. I'm very polite in that aspect. I just ask you to use your turn signals. I know everyone's talking about the vaccine, but you know what the CDC should really, really recommend everyone to do? To use their turn signals and just be a good driver. I feel like I'm turning into Lisa Wilson. Don't be a dick
Oh
today.
no!
Use your fucking turn signal today. I mean, just use one. Just use it. Use it all the time. They're your friend. They warn other drivers when you're turning. You're not gonna accidentally collide. It's not go because I usually drive in the speed limit, but you guys tailgate me when I actually do use the speed limit. Please just use the turn signal. I mean, gosh, I know you guys make a big deal about vaccines, but can we please just normalize using your turn signals? It frustrates me like no end. Please use your turn signal. When you go to MetLife, when you go and meet whoever, use your turn signals. It's a 2-second thing. I've never seen anything before in my life. People just want to go and merge, and it's like, you know what? Screw it. Who needs a turn signal? The arrows tell me to turn right anyway. No, I still need to know when you use your turn signal so you don't collide next to my 2007 white car that is insured by Progressive. And I don't want to be calling Progressive for an accident. The only thing I want to call Progressive, they probably know me by now, and they're probably scared of me because I'm the one that always sends emails and be like, "Do you have any more things that we can improve on?" And all I have to say is, "Just give me more Baker Mayfield commercials." You could even add his wife. I just want more Baker commercials. I want them longer. I want them anything. So anyway, here, thank you. I hope you guys use your fucking turn signals today.
Take a bow.
Oh, man.
Krista, I have 2 points to that.
I
One
use too
is
many curse words, I know. And
no,
Progressive
no, no,
doesn't
no.
want to sponsor us.
No, that's not it. I have 2 points to your wonderful pisser this week. One is, since you're a Jets fan, when you drive, are you all gas and no brake?
All gas and no brake. I'm
Yeah, when
using
you
my turn
drive.
signal. I'm using my turn signal no matter what.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah,
won't. You won't use.
that's my biggest grudge. The turn
Yeah.
signal, the two
Yeah.
second
No.
thing. It lets
Yep.
people know when you're making a turn, so people like me don't accidentally collide to you because you take forever to make the turn anyway, and you guys didn't give me the heads up until you're
And
turning, and then I'm just like, you know what? Thank you. You
Tell
could
them.
have prevented a potential accident. So
Yeah.
yeah,
and
That's
second
a
thing,
that's a regular thing for all in New York
exactly,
too.
and second
exactly.
thing. See, if you want to see more of Baker Mayfield, right? People have to use less of their turn signals. The more accidents, the more insurance company comes out, and more commercials of Baker Mayfield.
Oh,
It's not like you could.
okay, Daniel.
I got no comment. I'm not here to promote
Yeah.
accidents.
No,
Don't
we're
go
not. We're
accidents.
not gonna do that.
Anyway,
Don't promote accidents. Use your
oh,
turn
I'm
signal.
not.
Be a good person. We might need Lisa Wilson here. I
Ooh.
kind of to tell us.
Oh, all right. Next we'll move to our next segment, which is Panda's food for thought. Now,
Mm.
last week we talked about juices and we talked about Kool-Aid, and this week I'm drinking Capri Sun juice.
Mm.
Mm.
Get off the mediocre Kool-Aid. Anyway, so my two food for thought is this. One is, can the Jets bring back green ketchup at the stadium? Do you guys remember back in the day when Heinz had
Mhm.
a green ketchup?
Mm.
Mhm.
How cool would that be if they could
Wow.
bring green ketchup?
That's
I
pretty
know.
That's pretty
Mhm.
profound. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, they had a red ketchup and then they had a green ketchup, right? So they could give
Oh man.
they could at MetLife Stadium, since we both use both stadium the both teams use their stadium. The red could be for the Giants, and we could have green ketchup for us.
So why don't they have blue and we have green? I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was
at this
thinking.
point, that's what we should do. Since we're promoting colored food items, should be accurate.
What?
That's very true. Then we'll have Giant fans be like, "Hey, we want special ketchup too," and they'll want it to be dyed blue. So we'll have a whole ketchup controversy at MetLife.
Oh
I
my
think
god.
that'd be a good
Ketchup?
thing.
Yeah, let's have ketchup gate.
Ketchup gate. Yeah.
Oh man.
It's the second thing is. So I went to my local Stop and Shop today, looking for optimistic Jet fan Sunny D Green, and they didn't have it. Now I looked all over everywhere for this just for the show today, but I didn't see any. So please bring back Sunny D Green. It would make my Sunday viewing so much happier.
That's your
No,
favorite Sunday football drink?
used to be, yeah, used to be. I love Sunny D. Maybe that's why I'm a little, missing up here. Maybe, who knows? But you know,
Yeah. You definitely not missing nothing out there. You're a stats guy.
yeah, we know. But anyway, Yeah, those are my two things. I want green ketchup and green Sunny D.
What are your food for thought, Krista?
I don't want to create ketchup Kate at MetLife because I know once we have green ketchup, I'll have Giant fans uh, be like, "Why don't we have blue ketchup for Giants?" Or we'll have a whole food controversy at MetLife, and I could see Rich Samini being like,
Oh,
I can see Rich Samini being like, "You know what? The Giant ketchup is 10 out of 10, but the Jets ketchup is 6 out of 10." We'll have all these beat writers rating ketchups. It'll be a whole food thing. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that controversy. Like might take away from the gas no breaks. Everyone's going to be focusing on your ketchup gate, and we'll have
I
beat writers reporting on that.
I think my green ketchup idea is better than that jumbo jet bagel they have they're serving at MetLife. Have you seen that thing?
I can't look at it without looking at it and thinking heart attack. So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It looks like a
yeah.
heart attack.
Charman, have you seen this? Even on like outside, I've actually seen it in the stadium. It's like this big and like it's wide and like
Yeah,
it's
I've seen it before.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a monster.
yeah. Green ketchup
Yeah.
won't give you a heart attack.
I might give you a controversy, but it won't give you a heart attack. That should be the slogan. Won't give you a heart attack, won't give you a controversy.
All right. For finally to end our show today, it's just a little end thoughts for everybody as far as the week is going on until next week. Any thoughts that goes on your minds about the Jets?
Yeah, I think my thought is um I don't think I don't want to stop Jets fans from being hopeful. I love it a lot. I love I definitely the feeling of something might pop here that's gonna make this team competitive after the last 10 years is probably is something I'm looking forward to. But I think we need to be stay within perspective here a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, this is a very young team, and this is a coaching staff with very little experience coaching in the NFL. Yes, there's a lot of guys behind the scenes that have a lot of experience, a lot of position coaches that have a lot of experience. But Salah has never been a head coach before. Um, Mike LaFleur has never been an offensive coordinator before. Um, Ulbrich is the only one that has experience, but it's still limited experience. It's not that like he's been doing it for 15 years. So there is a lot that remains to be seen. Yes, there's a lot of promise, and yes, there's a lot of hope, and it's fine to hope, but keep in mind that this team, as brilliant as it seems that Joe Douglas has put together all these people, I think um, it's probably gonna have a lot of growing pains before it gets to where the last stop on the train, basically.
Krista?
Pretty much want to echo the same point. Pretty much don't look into the stats. I know a lot of people are like, well, the Jets are 29th in this or the 28th in that. Don't be caught up in all the stats and be realistic because don't forget last year, the guy that should not be named had this offense ranked 32nd. So if you see them ranking the Jets and being like, hey, they have the 29th, 28th ranked offense after everything they did in the draft, don't take that too seriously, but also be optimistic, but be realistic. Because even though we improved on offense, we still have the Miami Dolphins that have a pretty strong wide receiving core, and you have the Buffalo Bills who have a pretty good wide receiving core. They also have a guy named Stephon Diggs, who I personally think is one of the better receivers in the league, just by his route running alone and how good he made Josh Allen. But don't be scared to also be positive too, because a lot of beat writers I'm not going to call them all out. They're going to be talking down and say that, well, the Jets are 32nd last year and beat that like a drum, like we all didn't know last year that we were so bad on offense. But also be positive, because I'm positive, but I look at all the weapons that we have, and personally I'm very, very excited. I'm excited to see what Zach Wilson is going to do with all these weapons, because I've never seen so many weapons in a while, and that's saying a lot. And I know a lot of Jet fans could probably agree with me, to have Corey Davis, to have Elijah Moore, to have Jamison Crowder still, that to have all these guys still, and Denzel Mims as well. Don't want to forget Denzel Mims, to have all these guys potentially all in the same field. It's going to be fun to watch. And don't want to give out my next week's pisser, but I'll talk more in depth about how I feel about stats at my next week's episode. But that's my
Oh
final
no!
thought.
Oh no.
All the statisticians, clear the room.
I guess I'll be missing next week's episode, huh?
Apparently you are, because you're a statistician. So she'll be taking shots at you.
Oh well. Thanks, Christa. All right. So my end thought is this: I love the fact that we have new energy. I love the fact that we have a young staff, young coach, everything. The fact, the fact that what is it? The fact that all of our players are here, or majority of them are here, and in the facility and practicing is a good sign. And the fact that they want to be Jets
Mm-hmm.
and they want to participate, because there's something, we're building something here and it's brewing. So um, I don't think I felt that with not to be named coaches teams, or the coach before that, Todd Bowles. But this coach to me brings excitement. It brings flavor of the month type of swing, and I hope for a good season this year. So until this week, that's my whole feeling. And yes, I'm the optimistic Jet fan. I will bring my
Oh,
green Sunny D next week, hopefully.
Oh, okay.
oh, yay.
All right. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody, and toodles. Have a good night. Bye.
Good night.
Have a good night.